Welcome once again, boys and girls, to the eastern wing of the Stinkbug Works, that super secret research and development division of Dr. Jet Laboratories, where we sit around all day and we invent things and we make stuff. Some of the stuff I'm going to make today is actually going to be a remake. But first, the mini catamaran, I am going to package that up today. I'm going to push everything aside and package that up in plain brown wrapper and ship it off to Denmark, of all places. I'm worldwide. I have competitors in the 2S challenge that live in Denmark. And he sort of gets a consolation prize just for the effort he put in. He put in some effort, so okay, here's the consolation prize. And it gets all this stuff that I'm never going to use out of my garage. To that end, I was actually considering putting this up as a prize, and I may still do it, but for now, I'm going to repower it and see what it does. With this little motor on 2S, it would run in the high 40s, 48, 49. I could never quite break 49. I could never hit 50 on 2S. You know, it was... So, rather than do that, I thought, you know what, let's try something. I have 3S packs that'll just drop right in here the same size. Let's use this Aveox motor I have. Now, this motor, I don't believe has ever run before. Otherwise, there would be, connectors. Whoops, I just dropped my my cool coupler that looks just like this. That'll teach you to hold it over the open air and not over the desk. I think the hardest thing about mounting this motor is it uses 2mm bolts. And so it's going to be a real fight to get 2mm bolts in this small space. Whoops. Into this even smaller space, into this small space, and up into those holes. One of the issues I'm having is this water cooling. Now, this nipple needs to be here, and this one needs to be here. And if you flip it around, the nipples are still in the same place. You picking up what I'm saying? So this is going to be real close to this bulkhead, so I've got to get this. Can you see it in there? This through the bulkhead hole. I may have to hog that out a little bit. We'll just have to see. So I'm going to drop this motor in it, run it on 3S. I'll probably start with the same props, stuff in the 30mm range, 30 to 35 millimeters. And we'll see what it does. I may even put a smaller prop on it and let the motor spin up and, take advantage of its efficiency. These are still, even though these things are 20 years old, they're still pretty darned efficient motors. These, although the same size, are far more efficient. These have better magnets and better laminations. So this is like 2 generations newer than this. So such is the way of that. Oh, last week I went down and I saw Steve New and I talked to him for a bit, and there are motors coming. There are motors coming. I traded in a motor. Remember the 1120 1.5Y I had that had the really low kV? It was like 1500 RPM per volt. And it would have made a good 6S and a great 8S boat. But the boats would have to be small and light to take advantage of the motor. And so what I would wind up with is a bullet of an outrigger, and yeah, I could do it, but then where would I run it? That's all I need is an 8S bullet that takes 300 feet to get up to full speed. When your lake is 200 feet, that's a problem. So I traded that motor in. I'm gonna get a more reasonable kV, and then I can put that in a 4S boat. So I'm getting that motor in like a 3000 kV. So instead of running a crazy 8S boat, I'll run a crazy 4S boat. So I can size things down appropriately. And it very well may work in something like a 24-inch catamaran hull, or even a 29. I have an idea. Boys and girls, I'm just randomly thinking about that. Until next time, jet out.